And with this being said, hello, welcome back to another stream. What are we gonna go through today? What are we gonna talk about today? What are we gonna do today? Yesterday we actually went through a few giraffes. Actually, it's been, decently interesting. A pretty cool thing, a pretty great topic to talk about. Pretty cool thing to talk about essentially as well. So check it out. Do so. And by the way, I do just also realize my views, they're not astonishing at all and stuff, but still on Twitch I do get way better views and way more views than on YouTube. So I don't know, maybe there's gonna be some sort of I don't know, I'm not gonna shift to it, I guess. But anyway, so let's download this really quickly and let's check out whether there is, because yesterday we were on the livescience.com site. Actually, really interesting site, and so I do hope that maybe, just really maybe, we can find something that is amazing and interesting that we can talk about. But just a little tiny that is interesting. Patient's immune system naturally, which is quoted. Do you say quoted? I'm not quite sure, but you know what I mean. It's in quotation marks. Cures HIV in the second case of its kind. So that's pretty insane if you think about it. But if you've once had HIV, then, getting it again, this must be a really shitty place to be in. I'm not gonna lie. Black Friday, Bowflex deals. Well, actually, when you need something, I would get it now. I really would. Would make sense. It's a sensible thing to do. If you really, really fucking need something. I mean, let's check out Amazon. Let's check out what we can get there. But I'm gonna go on the .com site. Yeah, this would. Gotta do a few things at a time simultaneously so that I can do things and do stuff and do whatever. But still, let's actually see. I mean, quite everything is on sale, isn't it? Gotta be, from technical things up to fucking home decor. Cool. Or is it actually already on Amazon? I don't think so. Am I just talking shit? I guess Black Friday was, or was that just, okay, there are early Black Friday deals. I get it. I see. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do you want to have some working hands cream? Me neither, so I'm gonna skip that shit. As easy as it is. But still, let me just quickly check that shit out. Anyway, anyway, I've gotta have 23 minutes left before my lesson starts quite. By the way, I mean, as cool as it is to be in a classroom with other people, to be able to talk to people, to just have this human-to-human interaction, it is something very important, it is something pretty crucial, and it is also something that is fucking amazing, and I really appreciate it, and I also really like it. But there are also benefits of just, sitting at home, being able to listen to just those lessons and whatnot. I have seen, and well, actually I've heard only that people talk about the fact that they cannot really pay attention to the lesson that much, because it is online and because they can do whatever just in the meantime and whatnot. But I don't fucking know. I mean, it's your own fault then, period. If you fuck it up, you fuck it up. I don't fucking care. On the other hand, it is just what it is. If the government decides that it is better to do things in that way and in that manner, and universities just really have to obey those rules, then it is what it is, and you have to make the best out of it, and you have to do the best with it. Period. Whatever it is, and when, I mean, yeah, what should you do then? And of course, you could be angry, you could be whatever, but this is not going to benefit you in any way. It's actually only going to harm you. It's just going to be really unnecessary in the end. But yeah, let's have a look at the psychologytoday.com site, and let's see if there's something amazing. Loneliness, the high cost of man's loneliness. How animals flirt and what we can learn from them. This is actually really interesting. In general, very interesting to see what animals are doing and the correlations to what humans are doing, and also, well, basically also in that case, learning something from animals and things that we could just do to improve our lives and to improve ourselves and to improve our society. I don't fucking know. Male pufferfish work non-stop for a week to construct incredible crop circle art to attract the attention of passing females. Small male cuttlefish can transform into females in order to deceive their larger male competitors. What the fuck? Male peacock spiders break into dances to woo potential mates, but the dancing is rarely effective, research finds. Amazing, This kind of reminds me of certain things that I know as well, just doing a lot of things that kind of could work, but in the end they fucking don't. Anyway, every once in a while the internet unearths something worthy of eliciting a universal singular response of "oh." And today I'm sharing with you that thing, the astonishing depths a pufferfish will go to attract a mate. In the video, which was produced by BBC in 2014, a male Japanese pufferfish works non-stop 24 hours a day for more than a week, using only its fins to create a stunning work of sand and shell art, of which the narrator says, nowhere else in nature does an animal construct something as complex and perfect as this. And why does the construct the masterpiece? To attract the attention of females who happen to pass by, of course. Why should they do it? Else, why? Yeah. Anyway, researchers don't know exactly what attracts females to one crop circle art over another, but they do know that this method of flirting is not only beautiful, but effective. And perhaps it also contains lessons that might apply to species above the surface as well. Should I fucking build a house to attract somebody? I don't know, well, let's read, let's read it first and then judge the text. After all, there is a reason why grand romantic gestures have remained quintessential tactics to woo love interests, from every decade of romantic comedies to modern day TikTok promposals. Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know the context in terms of the fish and the fish doing so, but when I just want a mate, I'm not gonna just randomly build some fucking ass building. Why would I? And hope that somebody's gonna come up to me and is like, oh, you know, I really like your building. No, this just doesn't make too much sense for me. But it does make sense, and also this is kind of the point of romantic gestures. If I already have somebody that I am just dating and that I am in some sort of relationship with, then I'm gonna do so. Then it makes sense, you know, but not as a way to attract people, quite, you know, to some degree. I mean, but I guess it is more or less some sort of binding agent, you know, to really make sure, okay, see what I've done, you know, see what I've built, this house I've built for us. Anyway, well, there is likely no suitor quite as indefatigable as the male pufferfish. What the fuck? There is no shortage of other paramours in the animal kingdom who have cultivated their own unique and surprising mating rituals and also habits, apparently. Amazing. Cool. Not only do these males earn points for creativity, but they also show the world that being small has its advantages. Well, I've skipped something. For example, researchers found that smaller male cuttlefish transform their appearance into females in order to trick larger male competitors. Because the cuttlefish mating rituals is aggressive with larger males fighting each other, the smaller males cleverly protect themselves by switching to female mode and gain an edge with the real females. DNA fingerprinting showed that the female mimicers successfully fertilized females 60% of the time, which was an achievement considering females are notoriously picky, rejecting any male advances about 70% of the time. I mean, I probably would do so as well. If there is an abundance of people willing to mate with me, then I am just going to be picky. But on the contrary, if this is just not the case, then how should I be picky? And I would, you know, maybe also argue that this is the case for human beings as well. I mean, so, well, I guess, you know, the 80-20 rule is applicable to the whole scenario and to the whole thing, meaning 20% of the females, but also 20% of the males get 80% of the potential partners and potential mates. It is just what it is, and period, you know. I can't do anything about that. You can't do anything about it. Quite nobody can. And it just really also makes sense, you know. Of course, we all want to have this one amazing person, quite, you know, and kind of it is often the case that when the majority like something, then also other people are probably gonna like that as well, you know, as it is with music. I mean, there are the charts, and a lot of people like the charts. You know, some people demonize it for just being the charts, and I can understand it as well. But still, yes. The gift of uncertainty, the high cost of man's loneliness. Let's actually check that out for a quick second. Men often don't have close friends. In heterosexual relationships, women often maintain friendships for the couple. Boys start out feeling as connected in their friendships as Boys start out feeling as connected in their relationship as girls do, but they tend to neglect personal relationships to pursue external success. Well, yeah, you know, I'm kind of also seeing that as well. Also, actually, in well, what does, I don't know, like, what does neglecting mean, you know, and to which extent, you know? I would still argue, though, that females potentially have more friends most often than males do. It really heavily depends on the person, obviously, but now I'm talking about the general public case. Yeah, anyway. Loneliness is correlated with longevity. What? It is a risk. They say loneliness is correlated with longevity. It is a risk factor for health problems such as cardiovascular disease and stroke. But well, let's actually translate that, because I'm not quite sure if I'm reading it correctly, or if I'm just a dumb shit. But let's see, you know? Ah, okay, now I get it. I thought that longevity already means, yes, to live long. Well, yes, of course, it is correlated with longevity in the sense of uh, a negative correlation, you know? If you're very lonely, you're probably not going to live as long, which really makes sense, you know, because we are still the social animal thing. And it is important to have human interactions and to have human contact, you know, to be able to just, you know, talk to people and whatnot. Anyway. In heterosexual couples, women tend to handle all the social relationships for the couple and the children. This may fall to women because they are aware that their male partners do not have substantial relationships outside of the family as they do. The women may pull their partners into socializing with other couples so that the women can have more time socializing with each other. I'm sorry, with each other without that becoming an issue in the marriage. They may even arrange play dates with their friends' partner so that their partner will be more interested in socializing as a couple. Well, I'm actually not quite sure. I mean, there probably is data. I assume, you know, they wouldn't state something like that if there wasn't any data. And there are also a ton of references, but still, I don't know. Like have I seen both? I mean, something that quite really comes to my mind is my own position and some people that I know that in comparison to female social behavior, I guess, and indeed I would argue that females do have a lot of friends in general, and this is not necessarily the case. Well, I don't know. It's really incredibly difficult to say and to figure out whether this is the case or not. But I would say that it is kind of balanced out. You know, of course, there's gonna be certain females that just do not have a lot of friends. Period. And certainly, there's also gonna be a lot of males that do have not any friends. Period, or not that many. On the other hand, there is also a ton of males that I know that have really a lot of friends and really a lot of you know, colleagues at least, you know, people that you know and people that you are somehow befriended with, I guess. And on the other hand, of course, there's also a lot of females that have a lot of friends, period. And I don't know, it would actually also be interesting to have some dates, and, you know, probably it is in there, but I'm not going to read the whole article, you know, whether there is closer relationships for one gender or the other ones, or just a higher amount of closer relationships in one gender over the other, and so on and so forth, would actually be relatively interesting to know. But still, I don't know. I guess as long as you're happy with the position that you are in, everything's fine. And if this is not the case, then you really have to do something about that. Period. But yeah, I'm gonna end the stream here, and see you the next time. So bye bye. Good to die.